So the first question that I received is, with the PAR IoT product, how many sensors can one gateway support?
So in our system, we use a 900 megahertz radio, so we can go pretty far distances, and we could support up to 100 sensors with one gateway, which is a big advantage of the PAR system because of the distance capability and the number of sensors we support.
And what sort of, I think a follow-up to that one is, what sort of distance range considerations are there?
So, radio frequency is a funny thing. So we start with line of sight when we talk about radio. So basically what we're talking about is the distance between a sensor and the gateway. So our system has been designed and tested to go 1,000 feet if it's line of sight. So, of course, if you got walls in the middle and they're metal walls, that'll lower it a little bit. If you got just wooden walls, it makes it it's not much of a barrier for radio frequencies. So it really depends on the layout of the building and the number of floors, and so it's tricky. But line of sight, 1,000 feet, which I believe is the best, the PAR product's best in the industry for distance between gateway and sensor.
And then another question about the sensors and the battery life of the sensor is, how long does the batteries and those sensors typically last?
Yeah, so if you start with the gateway, our current offering gateway, if power dies, the gateway does have a battery in it for backup. So, the system doesn't stop collecting data if the power goes out. In today's product, it'll last 8 to 12 hours. And we got a new product we're going to introduce here pretty quick where it'll last 6 to 7 days. So you can have a pretty long power outage. On the sensors, it definitely depends on how often you want your data to be collected. So if you're collecting data on a sensor, once an hour, on some of our sensors with lithium battery, the least in our calculations is 2 years, but in a lot of cases they'll last over 5 years.
Thank you, Jim. Barb, I think this is a good one for you to answer here. Where in the industries, or what industries, are you finding the biggest adoption rate among these types of solutions?
I can say there's several market segments that we actually see a great adoption. We're seeing them in restaurants, of course, and we're seeing them in grocery. We're also seeing them in contract food organizations that are wanting to be able to monitor all of their major food storage units. It's pretty prevalent all across all the different market segments. Any organization that actually has food and keeps big storage units and refrigeration and freezers, it's key for us for them to have an IoT solution.
Okay, it looks like I just have one more question right now, unless anyone else wants to submit any more. Last question I have here is, with the PAR SureCheck solution, do all of the different pieces come as one solution, or can you kind of implement different phases?
Great question. So all of the pieces are independent. You can purchase any of our pieces. You could purchase food safety or task management or IoT independently and install them independently, and then you can add on. So as you start to grow your business, you might want to start with maybe IoT and then maybe introduce your task management to do standard operating procedures and different sanitation type checklists. And then after that, as you move into your HACCP and you want to do your compliance and have your checklist for that, you could actually move into food safety where you do some of your temperature checks. So everything is independently available, and we can just add on as you grow your business.
Okay, so right now, those are all the questions that I have. If anyone on the line thinks of anything they forgot to ask, please feel free to reach out. Probably one of the easiest ways is on our website through the contact us form, or go ahead and reach out to us on social media. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. We want to thank everyone for their time today. Big special thanks to Barbara and Jim for their sharing their expertise and knowledge on the ROI of IoT. And I hope everyone has a really great day, and we look forward to having you again soon for a new webinar.